The first one then.
Okay.
Ready?
Ready?
Gentlemen, I greet you here on the bank of the James River in the year of our Lord, 1712. First,
will control the slaves for at least 300 years. My method is simple. Any member of your family or your overseer can use it. I have outlined a number of differences among the slaves and make the differences bigger. I use fear, distrust, and envy for control.
Gentlemen, you know what your problems are. I do not need to elaborate. I am not here to enumerate your problems. I am here to introduce you to a method of solving them. In my bag here, I have a foolproof method for controlling your black slaves. I guarantee every one of you that if installed correctly, it will control the slaves for at least 300 years.
First,
My method.
I shall thank you, gentlemen of the colony of Virginia, for bringing me here. I am here to help you solve some of your problems with slaves. Your invitation reached me on my modest plantation in the West Indies, where I have experimented with some of the newest and still the oldest methods for control of slaves. Ancient Rome's would envy us if my program is implemented.
Problems. I'm here to introduce you to a method of solving them. In my bag here, I have a foolproof method for controlling your black slaves. I guarantee every one of you that if you install correctly, it will control the slaves for at least 300 years, 2012. My method is simple.
My method is simple. Any member of your family or your overseer can use it. I have outlined a number of differences among the slaves and make the differences bigger. I use fear, distrust, and envy for control.
Gentlemen, you know what problems are. I do not need to elaborate. I'm not here to enumerate your problems. I'm here to introduce you to a method of solving them.
All right, let's go. Welcome to IGSTS. Ron B, what's that?
I got something to say.
And I'm with my man.
Ron B in the middle.
And this is SAF Mo, your prison lawyer. And it's episode number 20.
Hey, what the SAF stand for?
SAF. Everybody, I know all the females out there think it stands for sexy as fuck, but it really stands for smooth as fuck, goddammit.
I thought it stood for serious as fuck.
Whatever you want it to be, goddammit.
You know how you always serious and shit like that, right?
I
see how you got your glasses on right now, your hat on, your dickies on.
People don't know me like they
you
like
serious as fuck.
They don't know me like you. They know that you know me.
So how come we just gonna new name that serious as fuck?
Shit, whatever. Call me.
You ain't smooth. I'm smooth.
Yeah. According to YB,
so you gotta be serious as fuck.
I'm sure. It's like listen, YB. I'm sure it's a million women out there think you wrong, but
that's another one. Sure as a me.
Hey, this is episode 20. Episode 20, we're doing something special. Ron B, we reading the Willie Lynch letter. Ron gonna kick it off for us.
Gentlemen, you know what your problems are. I do not need to elaborate. I'm not here to enumerate your problems. I'm here to introduce you to a method of solving them. In my bag here, I have a foolproof method.
Foolproof, y'all. Listen.
Method for controlling black slaves. Y'all heard what I said? I said black slaves, right?
Niggas.
That's what I just said, didn't I?
Niggas.
Okay.
Niggas.
I guarantee every one of you that if installed correctly, it will control the slaves.
Speak.
For at least 300 years. Ladies and gentlemen, this was written in the 1700s.
It's 2022 now, and it's still an act.
What's that? That's 300. That's
what year was it? 17.
17.
What 1780 or 1790?
27. I mean, 1917.
19? No.
1917.
No, that's
1917. Whatever you want.
No.
It's a long fucking time.
When was it written? Let's say again. 17?
In the 1700s.
So that 30 years. I mean 300 years.
Yeah.
300 years. So we are the great
1712 to be exact.
We are the great grandchildren of the Willie Lynch theory, and it's not a theory anymore, folks. It's in practice. It's what this episode about. So listen.
I guarantee every one of you that if installed correctly,
and it's been installed correctly,
it will control the slaves for at least 300 years.
And we still, here it is right here. Here it is right here, folks. We are the products. The episode 20. Are we the grandchildren of the Willie Lynch theory?
My method is simple. Any member of your family or your overseer can use it. I have outlined a number of differences among the slaves and make the differences bigger. That's like this way, y'all. This way. You know what I'm talking about? This way.
That's why we thought this episode.
I use fear, distrust, and envy for control.
That's why we thought this episode was necessary.
Y'all don't see.
Yup. Ron B. We are
the voice of the voiceless. Y'all know what time it is.
Let's do this.
But hold up, I got something to say.
SAF Mo, your prison lawyer. I got something to say. Bring you a disclosure. Disclosure is the views expressed on this show by the host of I Got Something to Say do not necessarily reflect those views of our guests. With that said, my social commentary about criminal injustice in the state of Minnesota when it comes to policing. You feel me?
Days after George Floyd's murder at the knee of a Minneapolis police officer, tonight finding the department illegally engaged in race-based policing.
Former and current city and MPD leaders all acknowledged that there is a problem with MPD's organizational culture and that they knew that it was resulting in racial disparities.
The Minnesota Department of Human Rights reviewed 700 hours of body camera video, conducted thousands of interviews, and observed training sessions. The report finding racial disparities in how officers interact with people of color.
MPD officers are almost 2 times as likely to search Black community members.
Officers using covert social media to falsely engage with organizations like the NAACP unrelated to criminal activity, and says they consistently use racist, misogynistic, and disrespectful language.
I found the contents to be repugnant, at times horrific.
The report blaming the discriminatory policing in part on deficient training and insufficient and ineffective accountability systems. Alleging despite new use of force policies announced after Floyd's murder, the department, quote, failed to implement and train on the updated policy in a meaningful way.
There is no place in the Minneapolis Police Department for bias, or discrimination. I am confident that there are men and women in the Minneapolis Police Department who have the desire to meet the challenges of today and tomorrow.
The city and state now tasked with drafting a court-enforceable agreement to prevent future discrimination as a federal investigation looms. Shaquille Brewster, NBC News.
You feel me? You feel me? You feel me? You feel me? Let's do this.
That I wanted to bring to you guys and see, get y'all feeling on it, because like bro said, like he told me, and like I felt it before I even came here. I feel like I came here to get some, I feel I came here educated, and I had a question that had been bothering me for the longest. It's like, then I'll start getting right. It was, does Willie Lynch have grandchildren? Because everything I found on YouTube, it made it seem as though it's something in the past. They read the letter, 19, it's 17, whatever, and it's like, no, man, I feel like I see it every day, and I'm party to it. Don't get me, I'm gonna be the first person to tell you, when I see another black man, it hits distinctly in my mind, I want to hate him.
I'm not party to it.
I gotta, in my mind, I think like, man, who's this nigga? Who he think he is? And then I had to back down.
I've been party to it.
That's my brother.
Not party
That's
to
my
it now.
brother. No, I'm just telling you, it's not that I acted out. It's just a conscious thought that it comes out that makes me feel a certain way about other black men.
So you saying like it's like what I've been telling you about when a new black dude walk in the dorm and he got his new bedroll. But he got his Versace glasses on. Like
he don't have to have nothing on. He's just another. It's like if you come into a dog kennel and you see other dogs, another dog don't come up in it. All of a sudden, I'm on or some reptilian thought process that I'm like, you know what? I feel like I have to point out my domain, and I dislike you for whatever reason. But I was gonna go to this point. This brother made a point last night, and I want y'all to think about this too. I'm gonna stop talking, but I want to bring this to the table. He said that he didn't. I don't know. I'm gonna say AR, but that's not what he said.
Shout out to DJ Phoenix.
Yeah, DJ Phoenix, appreciate you, bro. Good looking out. He said that this dude went to these different radio stations or record places. Well, I'm dating myself, but went to these different places that produce music and asked them. This radio stations and asked them, would you play music?
That's
2022.
Does it sound familiar?
2022.
The reason it sounds familiar to me is because as a DJ, I just posted something this morning about how white dude was talking about black rappers and music. And he said very specifically, he said he went to different companies. I'm gonna send this to y'all. He said he went to multiple hundreds of agencies and said, are you willing to play music that talks about killing dogs? No. Are you willing to talk about, are you willing to play music that talks about rape? No. Are you willing to play songs that pertain about, culture of some kind, blah, blah. They were like, no. Are you willing to play a song that talks about black people killing black people and perpetuating the things that's necessary? They said, maybe. No. They said, maybe.
Oh, maybe.
Now, they said maybe depends on what the audience is, how much money he's making, right? Rick Ross ended up getting in trouble with Reebok because he mentioned date rape in his song. Not only did Reebok tell Rick Ross that they were out of line, there were picketers outside talking about date rape is real and all that. But I'm thinking about it, and the white man said it to me clearly. And people who saw it have been commenting all day. The fact that white man basically just told us that we're being brainwashed.
Yes, sir.
And they're okay with that. But us, I'm not saying all of us, but us,
right.
the lions in the room, are not going to this shit and saying, hey, let's give you an alternative to be able to do something other than that, because again, it goes back to
this right there.
This right here. And up to this point,
I've never about raping people. They said, no, hell no, we won't play that shit. Would you play music about, molestation? No, I wouldn't play that type of music. Would you play music about, he gave him another example, and he said, no, but so why are you playing this music when it talks about killing other black men? Would you play about me? He said, well, we'll think about it, depends on how much money he's gonna make or something like that. And so that's what we listen to on a regular basis. What they listen to what music has become. So in our culture, it seems like we have a whole different culture separate from other cultures. I don't even want to call it a culture, but it allows us to see, experience these different things that's Willie Lynch. Because when you talk about red and green, or red and blue, when you talk about this and that, you hear it. When you talk about gangs, it's like, oh no, I dislike him because he vice lord, he GD, and it's like, I don't even know that man. I had that incident when I came up here, because when the dude came, because I was on my deck. The only thing I fucked with was vice lords. That's all I knew. If you was GD, I did not like you on everything. I was already thinking that you was gonna either try to kill me or we ain't gonna get together because
But that's the belief and concept you grew up with in Chicago.
I'm telling you that's that.
That's
I was explaining about Willie Lynch and what I was dealing with. So when I met a brother that was GD up here, it shook me because when I actually met him, I liked him.
Shout out to Richie Rich.
I liked him.
Shout out to Richie Rich.
So
Free
y'all help me. I'm asking y'all to help me because I feel as though I'm a child of Willie Lynch. And though I try to practice, it just seems like it's in my DNA to hate you because you black. Not even talk to you.
It is in a way because you got to look at it. We're set up like this. Just like you said, we was going to do this for generations to generations. This will be an onset of events. Why do when we walk in a crowd of black folks, we get nervous? But if we walk into an event or a concert that's full of white people, we feel like we're the big one. They can't with us. I'm the big dog. Who can with me here? But as soon as we get around our own people, and we should feel more comfortable and at home with our own people, but it's the same thing. Just like any time that they see that we might somewhat get any type of unity, it's over. You never notice that? Anytime somebody preaches unity, it's over. I hate to say it, they say it's conspiracy theory. Tupac, Nipsey Hussle. Anybody that's bringing in the word unity, they brought in crack cocaine to stop the Panthers. Because what was the main word? Unity. We are a people that come from a land of tribes. So it's easy for us to separate. But we also have to recognize that in Africa, we come from people that was able to settle their difference without violence. We always have an older head or an older person.
There's always somebody there.
It was always somebody to take it straight down the middle and look, okay, he was wrong on this end or he was wrong on this end and we're going to fix it, but no. And then when we always had a common enemy, we was always able to come together. Now, anytime you say unity, it's a war.
You remind me
the situation that happened at Billy's the other night. Friday night, I was there. I wasn't even working Friday night, but it's a room. It's a VIP room upstairs over there, and these guys paid for the room. They bought bottles. They had bought 3 bottles. Then they bought 2 more bottles and stuff like that. But then it was also the West Side Band coming in to perform in the downstairs part. Well, the West Side Band wanted to use the upstairs for a changing room. The summit room was closed. They went upstairs to try to use the upstairs for a dressing room, and it was this dude up there that paid a lot of money to get the room upstairs, and he was like, fuck no. What y'all doing? Hell no. Fuck no. Y'all ain't doing that shit up here. Blah, 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 blah. Well, it's a black guy. And the dude from the West Side Band, the black guy. Now he's getting pride issues coming into the thing. So the dude like, fuck no, hell no. And the West Side Band like, hell no. We come here to perform. We gonna take this room. Now they butting heads like this. Boom, 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 boom. I don't see none of this going on. I'm sitting down at the bar having a beer. And I get a phone call from the owner. And the owner says, do I need to come there? I said, what are you talking about? Because I don't know what's going on at this point. He said, well, there's a situation there, and I'm wondering if I need to come there. I said, let me go see what it is, and I'm going to call you back. So at the time he said that, I could hear the yelling. So I go upstairs and see what's going on. And I talked to the young brother that paid for the room. I said, brother, you're not gonna solve it like this. And then I started thinking, I'm like, hold on, the summit room's closed. I said, why don't they just use the summit room for a changing room? Because it's private. I mean, unless you're standing dead on the door, you can't see nothing right there or nothing like that. So I say, listen, I'm gonna work this out. Let me run downstairs and talk to the guys in the West Side Band. I said, just chill. I'm gonna make everything happen. So I go downstairs, I tell the West Side Band to use the summit room for the thing, and they like, okay, and they're at peace with that. I go back upstairs, his brother's still belligerent and mad because they interrupted. When we out partying and drinking and stuff, and alcohol gets involved, it escalates and to the roof, and like it takes us a long time to come back down. But you know what his brother said to me? He said, "Man, listen," because I told him, I said, "Listen, man, we need to stop this black on black crime." I said, what you're doing right now is you finish. It's going to be another black on black crime. Don't do this, man. Don't do this. We can solve this problem. We can solve it and peacefully. And that brother told me, he said, man, I like the way you talk to me. He said, it ain't what you say to somebody, it's how you say it to somebody, and you helping this whole situation. He said, I'm gonna listen to you, and I'm gonna do right, and this, and that. And I got the West Side Band downstairs to change, and I got the dude upstairs in his room, and he's happy tonight. I said, I just wanna see y'all have a good time.
But that's what we are naturally here to do. We are naturally problem solvers. We all know that. We are naturally strong physically, and we are naturally strong mentally. So to separate us and to break us down, so if you have a group of people that's naturally strong mentally and physically strong, and now you can look at it, we didn't have every job in America, president and vice president included. So now we have the knowledge. We're the strongest force against the same threat when that book was written.
Exactly.
We're the same threat. We caused the same issues that they were scared of way back when. But we're falling to it.
But we got to stop affirming that letter.
What?
We got to stop affirming that letter. We got to stop treating each other like he wrote in the letter. We got to stop it.
But think about it. Big Chop would be able to say when he was breeding dogs, he knew how to breed a dog. He knew when he went into that litter, if he was gonna throw this away or throw that away.
Kill it.
Kill it.
You know when you breeding, and when I can say this, and the only reason why I can even go there with the breeding thing is because it was bred into me. You know, you don't know where you get it from, where you can see, like dogs. With me and dogs, man, I can tell when a dog is the right dog and it ain't the right dog. I can tell when a dog needs to be put down. You don't even need to let that motherfucker live through 8 weeks.
You don't know what to do.
I think it's genetics.
I think it's genetics. Because now you don't know nothing about breeding until you get your first dog. You don't know nothing about muscle tent until you pick your first puppy. Somewhere in my DNA, dogs click for me. Well, I can look at a dog and tell you, that dog ain't gonna be shit. Or that dog ain't gonna be me. Or that dog's body ain't gonna grow right. Or that dog ain't gonna do this. Somehow it clicked. And you would ask me about my great-great-grandfather. Now he was a riverboat captain. Now how he's half white. He could pass, as they say back in the day. He could pass. So he was a nigga that was trained by his master
to breed humans. Half of y'all around this country probably bred by him. Because he's a riverboat captain, went from Coldwater, Mississippi to Pierce, South Dakota. Look it up, Pierce, South Dakota, Magruder's. This is my family. I'm a handbrake because I'm off a slave. My daddy from Chattanooga, Tennessee. My mama from Mississippi. So my great-great-grandfather bred half of my family. You understand what I'm saying? He bred half of the riverboat through the riverboat. Livestock was cows, slaves, and everything else back then. Okay? He took them up here. He took the half of. I got an uncle look so white, and he black as hell. I got a cousin, 3 of them, they twins. You can't tell them apart, but they white. And people be like, I've never been racist. Never. How can I be racist of my own people? My people is in movies that's white. They white playing a white role in a movie, and you ask me, how can I be racist? Well, it's in movies that's white. They white playing a white role in a movie, and you ask me, how can I be racist? Well, Willie Lynch. Go back to Willie Lynch. He don't like light-skinned brothers talking to dark-skinned brothers. They put the light-skinned brother in the house, the black-skinned brother out in the field, the caramel brother, wiping down horses. He cleaning the stall. He cleaning the stall. Right.
The women against the men.
Right. The women part. Willie Lynch was so cold. Willie Lynch was so cold. Willie Lynch so cold. These people took Willie Lynch so cold that they kicked us out the house to pay her rent and her food.
Gave her everything.
So she don't need us for nothing in the world. And today, a woman will tell you, I'll play with my pussy before I fuck you, because I don't need you, because you can't do nothing for me.
Right. You talked about that in the barbershop.
But it's the truth. It's the truth.
Well, we used to be the men of the house.
Yeah,
we was the breadwinners. Yeah. They made it work. They don't need us.
No. My grandfather, my great-grandfather, my dad feel like they wasn't shit.
Shout out to Glamorous Barbershop too. That's what Big Chop.
Yeah, Big Chop, Glamorous Barbershop coming in.
East side of St.
We'll
Paul.
get you. We'll get you. 1085 Arcade.
I gotta get in there. Yeah, I gotta
get you right.
1085 Arcade.
1085
We live on Facebook right now, y'all. So what's up, Facebook fans?
When I say that a woman will dog you, they'll dog you because they don't know nothing else.
They don't know nothing.
They don't know nothing about Section 8. That they got a crib. Food stamp, they can feed their kids.
Money every month.
Money every month.
Money every month.
Money every month. But that's a once a month thing. What about food? If a nigga got support, if a nigga got
support, you can't have right then. You can't have
They go to prison. He married to this woman. Yeah. And he ended up going to prison. When he get out of prison, she on Section 8. He can't live with her.
He can't live with
her. Woman there. Willie Lynch law.
They married.
It don't matter.
They're married. It don't matter. It took the 50s and the 60s.
The key word is unity.
Yeah,
as long as they can break it down, as long as they can break it down,
you can't be a king in your own house. Because they gonna put you out of your house. So you ain't got a job that, like right now, I'm suffering. I ain't finna beg nobody for nothing. I'm gonna keep grinding. I don't know nothing else but grinding. I don't know nothing. Everybody, oh, big child, big child, big child. My name is William James Hambrick Jr. I'm a king.
Yes, sir.
I stand on that.
Yes, sir.
My nickname is Big Chops. My nickname in Chicago is Brick. Why? Because I grew up banging. All right? That's over. My banging ain't what you see banging today. My banging was the neighborhood. Old ladies getting in and out of their house, their apartment, and going with their groceries. Ain't nobody taking shit from no old lady.
Y'all helping them take it in.
We taking it in.
That was the community.
We taking it in. We see them at the grocery store. We helping them to their house.
Yeah.
Because we ain't let nobody fuck with them.
I'm going to help you, Miss Jenkins. How you doing today, Miss Jenkins?
Hey, Miss Bass, this is a lady named Miss Bass, lived on the corner.
Letter, The Making of a Slave. This is page 2 of this document, and I'm going to quote if I need to. So let's start with this. The breaking process of the African woman. Take the female and run a series of tests on her to see if she will submit to your desires willingly. Test her in every way because she is the most important factor for good economics. I'm going to say this again.
Yeah.
Test her in every way because she is the most important factor for good economics. Here's why. Because I'm going to finish about, but here's why I understand that. Because from a makeup perspective, from a creator perspective, we ain't having no population without women, friends.
Yep.
So let's not get it confused. Okay? And the things that they have to do as far as their needs, right? The things that they need to have, women have way more needs than needs do. Women have way more needs than men do.
Yes, sir.
That's just a fact. No disrespect to anyone who's a part of the LGBTQ community. I don't want to disband any of y'all, et cetera, et cetera. We'll talk about that later.
Absolutely.
If she shows any signs of resistance in submitting, if she shows any sign of resistance in submitting completely to your will, do not hesitate to use the bullwhip on her to extract the last bit of resistance out of her. Take care. I'm old here. Give me a piece of paper.
You need support.
Yeah, give me a piece of paper.
Oh, you need the line.
Yeah, well, I'm reading to an audience, so I got to be able to give them that.
I got you.
All right, so test her in every way. Okay. Take care not to kill her, for in doing so you spoil good economics. When in complete submission, she would train her offsprings in early years to submit to labor when they become of age. Understanding is the best thing. Therefore, we should go deeper into this area of subject matter concerning what we have produced here in breaking down the process of the female nigger. We have reversed the relationship in her natural uncivilized state, so she will have a strong dependency on the uncivilized nigger male, and she would have a limited protective tendency towards her independent male offspring, and would raise male offsprings to be dependent like her. Nature had provided for this type of balance. We reverse nature by burning and pulling a civilized nigger apart and bullwhipping the other to the point of death, all in her presence. By her being left alone unprotected with the male image destroyed, the ordeal caused her to move on from a psychological dependent state to a frozen independent state. In this frozen psychological state of independence, she will raise her male and female offspring in reversed roles. Does that sound familiar to you, friends?
That's on the corner. She will call my mama if I'm doing something wrong. I'm getting ass whooping by her, and I'm getting ass whooping by him.
Remember, you're going to get ass whooping all the way home.
All the way home. What he said. Remember, because we had a and what's a snitch? And he was like, he used the old lady for an example. I'm from Chicago. This is what I said. I said, well, whether she a snitch or not, she's not. Let me get to the end because Chicago shit gonna come out. Right. Whether she a snitch or not, I'm not gonna make the call. But if she looks out and says something that calls the police, then they gonna come knock on the door and deal with her. No. Watch this though. But I'm from Chicago, and if I was on my block and those knuckleheads was in front of my grandmama house or anybody's house that I feel like that was we gonna go talk to them.
Right.
Get the fuck from around our house.
Right.
We see the snitch shit is they forget this concept. When we was on our blocks, shit like that didn't happen. No. You wasn't selling dope in front of Miss Anna's house. In fact, she didn't think you was a drug dealer. She ain't had nothing to do with it.
You didn't even want her to know.
We didn't care. We was scared of I'm gonna give her some money. I won this money on the bingo. You better not be no drug dealer. You ain't out there selling no drug. Shit, our community, our Big Mama ran the house. Right. Big Mama ran that motherfucking house, man.
Right.
Big Mama. Right. And I don't give a fuck if you was 6'6", 230 pounds. She was gonna beat you. Go out there, go give me that goddamn switch.
Right. That's what I grew up. That's not snitching. That's neighborhood. That's community.
Right.
See, if you can stop it in your community, you can stop it.
They broke down.
Right now, where the community at now?
Ain't no community. Ain't no common unity.
Everybody's scared to say something to somebody's kid because somebody gonna come back and shoot their house up. I will whoop your kid's ass and send him to you. That's me. That's what I grew up. But today, you can't do that.
You can't even talk. You can't even talk. You talk.
Slick to the kid to cuss you out.
Yeah. And the mother said, you know, this is
it's like when I was growing up in Oakland. Okay. You had the drug dealers on the block when you came home from school, whatever. When I was growing up, let me see that report card.
I remember that.
You really? Let me see that report card.
You ain't selling no dope.
Give me some money.
Basketball. Yeah.
I wish I would see you on this block while school is going. I'm gonna whoop your butt and go get your mom.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Where you mama at?
That's another part of that community. I grew up like 8, you know, only part of that.
But that was the each one teach one. Right. That's that generation to generation. What happened in the 80s? Crack cocaine. What happened after crack cocaine? The drug. They put the war on the drug.
Mass incarceration. Right. That's coming along with it. Right. All the black men out of the community.
So when I turned 16 or 17. I didn't want to hear nobody 20 years older than me. So you a crackhead. You can't tell me nothing.
Willie Lynch now.
Yeah, you a crackhead. I don't want to listen. But this man got experience. This man got game. So now I can't hear nothing. I can't see nothing. I can't whatever nothing, right? Next thing you know,
let's take a break right here. Keep your thought.
You in the grill pit, nigga.
My method is simple. Any member of your family or your overseer can use it. I have outlined a number of differences among the slaves. I'll make the differences bigger. I use fear, distrust, envy for control. These methods have worked on my modest plantation in the West Indies, and it will work throughout the South. take this simple list of differences and think about them. On top of my list is age, but it's there only because it starts with an A. The second is color or shade. There's intelligence, size, sex, size of plantations, and status of plantations. Attitude of owners, whether the slaves live in this valley, on a hill, east, west, north, south, have fine hair, coarse hair, or is tall or short. Now that you have a list of differences, I shall give you an outline of action. But before that, I shall assure you that distrust is stronger than trust, and envy stronger than adulation. Respect or admiration. The black slaves, after receiving this indoctrination, shall carry on and will become self-refueling and self-generating for hundreds of years, maybe thousands. But don't forget, you must pitch the old black male versus the young black male, and the young black male against the old black male. You must use the dark-skinned slave versus the light-skinned slave, and the light-skinned slave versus the dark-skinned slaves. You must use the female versus the male, and the male versus the female. You must also have the white servants and the overseers distrust all blacks. It is necessary that our slaves trust and depend on us. They must love, respect, 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 and trust only us. Gentlemen, these kits are your keys to control. Use them. Have your wives and children use them. Never miss an opportunity. If used intensely for 1 year, the slaves themselves will remain perpetually distrustful of each other for generations to come.
You're in the grill pit, nigga.
You're in the grill pit, nigga.
Husband no more. I don't even know how to be a boyfriend no more because it's different levels. Just listen to the music tell you what. If you ain't got it, it ain't tricking if you ain't got it.
Right, yeah.
It's tricking regardless. The point I'm trying to make in that is that they making songs like "When You Gonna Pay My Bill," that other song,
Bills, you know, Destiny's Child.
They put it in a woman. I listen to the music women listen to now, man. It's all about dogging us.
Yeah.
When you get through thinking about it, when they talking, they dogging us.
Yep.
And
you got our music
dogs them.
Beyonce being able to do something cater to you.
No, I'm saying, but you can't go to one specific song. It's like all the music is like, if you ain't got it,
you ain't
don't holler at me. Yeah,
don't holler.
Yeah,
Scrub.
Keep it moving. Yeah.
That nigga might be on the other side because he want him to drive today.
Ain't nothing going on but the ring.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing going on but the ring.
You gotta look at it.
We're gonna get my hair done.
You gotta look at it. It's the Willie Lynch.
What happened? Where you gotta pay for your hair? Why do I gotta pay for you to get your hair done?
Yeah.
Why do I gotta pay your bills when the man paying your bills already?
Let's get this straight.
Hold on. Because I just found out about it like 3 years ago. They did a documentary on my great-great-great-grandfather. They actually did a documentary on it, and I'm like, what? So they sent me the documentary. I'm looking at this woman. This woman looked like my grandma. This woman, my people are light-skinned, and they damn near white. My people got good hair. I got the Tennessee hair on my daddy's side. But what I'm trying to say is that they buried us to be big and strong, which everybody on my mama's side over 6 foot. I'm the biggest on my dad. And my dad's whole family, I'm the biggest one. I'm talking about the biggest kid they ever. They almost didn't think I was their family member. I was so big. But my great-great-grandfather bred slaves. He bred cattle. He took it up and down the Mississippi River. He was a riverboat captain. He was half white. When I found out who he was and figured it all out, the people in Pierce, South Dakota is white. They don't like us because they think we want some of what he did. What they don't know is that he did the same thing he did up there in Pierce, South Dakota. He did in Coldwater, Mississippi. They got so much land down there, And they got all the land up here. Look them up. They own the rights to the water in motherfucking South Dakota. They live right by where the South Dakota Mississippi River start. They own all of that land around there. I'm talking about hundreds and hundreds of acres. And there in Mississippi. But the bridge to understanding that this was our grandfather. This was your grandfather. You white, I'm black, but you really ain't white.
Right.
You got black in you, you just don't know.
Right. Well, yeah.
You just been bred to be white.
Yeah. Yep.
And other ones was bred to be dark.
Right.
Because they were slaves.
Right.
See, they don't understand that. And now, as I got older and I realized that I'm a king and I'm not going to be subject to nobody. And when I say not subject, there's rules, don't get me wrong. I don't hate black men. I hate niggas.
Right.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
A black man stand on his own 2 feet and do what he got to do. A nigga want to rob, steal, and beg and take. Niggas is to me, and when I say nigga, that's any race. It's not just black. It's any race. If you sitting on your ass talking about you can't do this, you can't do that, and you out here bumming, standing on the corner talking about we'll work for food, you a nigga. I don't give a fuck. You trying this trick to get what you want. Then you get out your corner and you go get in your Lexus and go out to Woodbury or E-Diner and you came in town and got $200-$300, $400. Some people getting big paper out there. But they niggas.
I seen the news article about that.
Yeah, they real niggas. And a nigga don't want nothing. He ain't got no crib. He ain't doing nothing. He ain't got no car. He begging all the time. That's a nigga to me. That's not a black man.
Sitting around the house playing video games
all day.
That's how they
you
made
doing Willie
it.
Lynch.
But
that's how they made us.
The thing about it too, I'm not taking their side on it. But when you come up here to Minnesota, it seems like it's the home of that shit.
No,
that's
what
I was gonna get to that too, because I feel like, and you might feel the same way, as just coming from where we come, transporting from the bigger cities to come here. It just seems like the black folks ain't black folks.
They ain't black. They not.
That's just how I feel.
If you born in Minnesota, you a squirrel. What I call a squirrel. You black, but you more white than you are black.
That's how I
because they
feel.
got a better education, and they got more. If you're from Minnesota, you can get some shit. You can get anything. I can't even get a food stamp here. I can't even get housing here. I gotta pay for mine. I worked hard all my life. I'm 61 years old now. Don't look it.
No, you don't.
Don't look it. But I can't get nothing here because I'm not from here.
I came here in Minnesota in 1991.
How old was you?
I was probably about 15, 16 years old.
Yeah.
I had $500 in my pocket and a Chevy Blazer.
Yeah.
And I've never been to the welfare line in Minnesota.
I ain't never been there either.
Never went to get food stamps. I never applied for
I tried one
assistance
time.
or nothing like that.
When I got out of the joint, I was in the halfway house. I went and got that food. They give you like $100 some.
Yeah.
I got that when I got.
I never got
because I was in the joint for like 9 years.
Well,
it's automatically approved for it. They tell you do it when you're in the halfway house.
At the time when I got here, I was 15, 16 years old, but I had an ID in the alias name that said I was 18 years old. I went and got a job at Godfather's Pizza, delivering pizza. I transferred here from a Godfather's Pizza down in Kansas City, Missouri. And I never wanted for nothing when I got here. I never wanted for nothing. I met Sheila when I first got here, your wife's sister. And we were together, and I never wanted for nothing. But now maybe fast forward to 2009, I get out of prison, but I'm in Florida. I had to go to the welfare line. I had to apply for food stamps. I had to apply for $200 worth of money per month and stuff like that because it's so hard for a black man down there. It's not hard for a black man in Minnesota, but it's hard for a black man in Florida.
But I'm
worse here.
I'm trying to just say it just seems like.
Let me tell you why it's worse here. I've been all over the country pretty much. This trick here. You can get anything you can get anything here in Minnesota you want, but it's a catch to it.
Tell them, yeah.
It's a catch to it.
What's the catch?
You can't be black.
That's what he going where I was going. That's exactly where I was going.
Be black.
Because I'm starting to like
the difference between me, him, and you. You integrated young. You came in at 16. You integrated at a young age. You don't seem like I do. You don't seem like him. You ain't gonna be like him. We're not gonna tolerate you talking to us crazy.
Right.
We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna yes them. Look at the brothers that's from Minnesota. They got yes them in.
I had a situation last night at Billy's.
Just like
Cole beat up one of the dudes at Billy's last night.
Yeah. Cole
the thing is I feel like it, but I'm gonna do it.
Right.
I'm gonna let you know. I'm probably gonna extra. I'm older now, so I'm probably gonna need a situation for it to happen.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you what
you can't tell your boss to go fuck yourself.
Me being older,
not here.
Me being older last night stopped me from beating the bartender ass last night. And he said some shit to me last night. He told me, he said, I need ice like right now. And he could have came to me and said the same thing in a different way. It ain't what you say is how you say it. It ain't what you say is how you say it.
California, I have seen racism, but this Midwest, I don't know if it's the Midwest, because I ain't been nowhere.
It's the Midwest. It's the Minnesota nice.
Minnesota nice racism. It ain't racist to you, but they got you. They gonna get you somehow.
I have never seen and have never witnessed white privilege in California.
Yes.
I have never, until I moved here.
Right.
And they expect you to respect it.
But they don't. But call them on it and they act like it don't even exist. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
It's just like
man,
that.
I got a good ass job.
What about the Karen moment in Minneapolis?
I work for ACI, one of the biggest, third largest company in Minnesota. The racism there is so hardcore. It was 7 of us, and it was altogether it was 10 of us. Before my boss sold his company to them. Minnesota Asphalt, right there on 92 Ivory, right there off of Wright Street. It was all black. 1 Mexican, 1 white. We getting down. We doing things that for brothers, they couldn't believe there was a group of black people doing it. 2 of them was Nigerians, Rakife and Bruno. Me, Mike, and then we had a dude named Randy, the white dude, the privileged white dude. We throwing down on some of the major stuff around Target Center area. We getting down. It's like 3 trucks and the paver and the box. We throwing down, making other companies pay attention. They buy the company out. Within 6 weeks, half of them was fired. I made it another year, but I got fired, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I got fired on a drug test. You know why I got fired on a drug test? Some weed in my system. I asked them, I had been working there a year, they kept telling me, through the union bullshit, that insurance, you had to work so many hours. Well, I worked them out, they never would give me my insurance. Season end, I ain't got insurance through the winter. So the next season comes, they tell me I gotta do another 300 hours. What? It don't transfer? No, you gotta start all over. What? So I gotta smoke weed because I'm shifting the truck and my knee hurt. I gotta smoke weed so I can be relaxed to do my job. They pulled me over. Say, you gotta do a random test. I know I'm finna get popped. I ain't mad because I'm ready to go anyway. Because you ain't giving me no insurance to go get some therapy for my knee. Right. I got an artificial knee in one knee, tore my meniscus up and I'm getting wore out. So, long story short, I asked him about my insurance. I'm not shoveling. When I got hired, I said, I'm not shoveling no asphalt, I'm just driving. It started being a problem with the other white boys. Because they mad, because I won't get out the truck and shovel. Yeah. Well, I got hired not to shovel, just drive. Yeah. The same motherfucker who told me that I didn't have to shovel came to me with the supervisor that was over me and said I did. I looked him dead in the face. You got to be shitting me. I said, for real? And that's when I started smoking weed. I'm talking about I'm smoking. They got cameras in their truck and everything. I jump out the truck, go around the back of the truck, I smoke me a blunt, jump back in the truck, go to drive. You know what I'm saying? Right. But It's because they didn't keep their word. I'm a man. If I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it.
Right. Stand up.
But if you don't stand on your word with me, I'm violating the shit out of my word. I'm giving you everything but the right shit. Long story short, privilege is the key word. Growing up in Minnesota, living in Minnesota, the black people here are more white than black. And when I say that, not saying that they're not black, I'm saying look at the way they act. Look at the way they talk. Look at when a white man say to them, they believe it's law.
Yeah.
Whereas when a black man say the same thing,
it's like what we was talking about earlier. When we walk into a room with white people, we feel comfortable.
I don't feel
comfortable. But when we
comfortable.
walk into a room with black people, we don't feel comfortable.
I don't feel comfortable. When I walk into a room, I'm watching. I'm on alert. See, there's a difference between me and me from Chicago, growing up privileged, if you want to say. I went to Catholic school. None pulled my ear. I flipped the bitch down the stash, tumbled, I got kicked out of school. Went right back in the hood schools and was more dominant in the hood schools because I got dyslexia. When I read 4-5 times before I even comprehend what I'm reading.
Talk about what happened with the football team.
When
he was a football coach.
Oh, well, I was coaching over there, what is that, off of Minnehaha. And I'm, as a football coach, I'm not the regular kind of coach. I'm not out there living my glory days. I'm out there building somebody to make it to college. Even though it's kiddie football, you gotta be a coach to life and everything. You talk about everything when you're a coach. I see some of these coaches that's doing their thing right now, and they got these great kids. That's because they put father and coach in their coaching.
Right.
So when I put father and coach, I mean, if you give me your child, that child finna work. He finna be tired when he get home. You're gonna feed him, put him in bed, and the main thing I ask him every day, how was class? Did you do something stupid in school? Because if you didn't, you're not playing. If your grades ain't right, you ain't playing. That's my thing. So one day I'm out there coaching the kids, I'm doing that thing, I'm working them out. I'm hardcore. I want your body to be in shape because you turn different. It ain't sitting down playing PlayStation.
Hitting them with the Marine mentality.
Yeah, I'm giving them Army. I'm giving them straight Army mentality. Not that I'm trying to kill them, I'm trying to build their body up so that kid don't get hurt. I got a white parent, got his kid out there. Don't be working my kid that hurt is hard. You fucker. This shit is crazy. This dog. I'm listening to that shit for about 20 minutes. We about ready to get through it practice. My thing is body in shape, then the plays. Body in shape, then the plays. If you tired and your body hurting, you're not thinking. But if you do the exercise and your body ain't hurting, you get up, ready to go, now it's time to think. Okay, let me get you thinking. Get through with the practice. He called me a nigga when he walking up. I socked him, tore him off. They fired me. Then they said, I can't coach in Minnesota nowhere.
What?
Nowhere. Why? Because he called me a nigga?
Well, hold on, but this dude,
he walked up on me.
He walked up on me. Yeah, he provoking. That's white privilege.
That's white privilege.
Yeah, that's white privilege. Because he feel like he can do this.
He can say whatever he wants to do.
Yeah, you out of your body.
But I can't get out of my body.
Yeah, you can't. But yeah, you can't.
Do you know who you talking to?
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah. Take you and your kid go to hell home. Leave me the hell alone.
Here go another story from ACI. I'm driving my truck. I'm at the wrong turn, so the truck go past me. I jump out there and go with it because I know I'm going wrong. What is you people?
That's a racist ass thing.
Motherfuckers talking about you people can't drive. What?
Hold on.
You people
do not say
I walked right up on him and said, man, who the fuck is you talking to?
Right.
And he in there like a monkey. He outside the truck talking to the other guys like the monkeys, the niggas and the monkey, But I hear you people. I jump out the truck. What you mean you people? What are you saying? Well, you people, what do you mean you people?
Yeah.
Tell me what the fuck you people mean.
Yeah. Expound on it.
And expound on it till I know what you're saying before I fuck you up.
Yeah.
So you gotta, and I'm at the end of working pretty much. I'm 61, I got to 67. My job, I used to have this job anywhere. Now I sit down here. It's very short. So I take my job serious. But you people made me tell them, go to the supervisor, what do you mean by you people? They don't want to expunged. So when we get back, I go to the main man that hired me. I said, what do you people mean? Because the driver called me a you people. He don't expunge them. So next time I'm out there, I do some dumb shit. I fuck his tire up. I fuck his gauges up. I do shit on the back of his truck so when he pull up, the asphalt will fall out. Right. I'm doing all kind of shit now, trying to fuck them up because of you people. Yeah. So when I say privilege, Minnesota, even the women here are more privileged than anything. This is a state for women. Yes. You can get a domestic for nothing. If you call her a bitch, you get a domestic. Now, I did hit the girl. Don't get me wrong. I ain't gonna say that loud. I'm driving down 52 finna go in that curve. You come out to get on 94. Yeah. The girl hit me 7 times, broke my glasses and everything. I pull up at McDonald's, pull over, throw her bags out. I don't put the kids out. She go off on me. Why you bring me to McDonald's? I turn, looked her in the face, and I rabbit punched her like this. Not hard, just pop, pop, pop. I get 4 months. Didn't work out. But they ain't talking about whether she hit me. She hit me first.
Right. You probably got bruises on your face.
No, nigga. My glasses tore up. They broke. I got my glasses. Showing them that she broke my glasses. I was driving.
They don't care about
I almost hit a truck. The baby ain't in the car seat. The baby ain't got no seatbelt on. Could have killed all of us.
They don't care about that.
But she drunk. That's why I don't like drunk women. They say shit out their mouth. Call you bitches, punks, all of that shit. And you gotta accept that shit. Why? Why do I gotta accept her, but the minute I call her a bitch, you locking me up? But she done call me a faggot, dick sucker, every motherfucker.
Or the minute I push her off of me, from hitting me and breaking my glasses.
You can't do nothing. Can't do nothing. A woman can say you suck a dick and everything else.
You got
to you and you a man. And you supposed to
in granny grand days, she respect Pops.
Yeah.
Pops damn near could go sleep with everybody in this town. As long as he took care of this house,
he coming home.
As long as he took care of these bills and these kids, I don't got nothing to say.
Right.
You better not see nothing bad. You know what happened? This was the respect. Okay, the black man's the strongest person in the house. Right. We're talking about the 60s and 70s.
Right.
We about to tear this thing up.
I was there.
We about to tear this thing up. We going to event Section 8. We're going to give these women everything they need not to have a man.
They go right back to the Willie Lynch letter, because in the Willie Lynch letter, if you read about the female, it talks about how they're going to switch the female to the male, and the male to the female. What's going on out of there? That's what it is. Around here want to put dresses on.
Right. They walk around here
say something. Say something if you want to.
No, you got girls running around.
No.
And they looking like a dude.
And you see something. I
seen Society got us thinking that we almost be AOB.
I was at work last night. I seen somebody.
We went from the breadwinners to now we want to be AOB. We want it all on bitch. Everything all on bitch. I'm playing. No, you're lazy.
You're lazy.
Because can't nobody get it for me more than I can get it for myself. So if I'm depending on her, at the end of the day, when she make up her mind and she tired,
it's over.
What I got?
Nothing.
You leave
I got my own crib.
You got a pot to piss.
Now the pot to piss in or to carry it out of.
Window to throw it out of.
But they made it like that. Why? Because back then, you had not just pops in your ear. Grandpa come over, or you go to grandpa's house. You had uncles.
That's what
you just said that. Yeah, you had uncles.
That's the one reason why my sisters having so much problem with their boys, and I ain't there.
Right.
And I'm their uncle.
And I used to love.
I can shut that shit down because I'm their uncle. I wanted to be an uncle so bad.
Yeah, that was.
And now I almost lost it all.
You gotta look at it.
You know what I'm saying? My nephews is 20, 25, 30, 19, 16, 18. What can I tell them now? Because I wasn't there.
Uncle used to come over, give us money.
Right.
Take us in a ride in the car.
I'm telling you, I'm bringing y'all back.
Uncle used to always, what I got in my pocket.
And they go back to what I was just telling you. Why do we as black men, as a whole, not you, not me, not him, but we think monetary giving monetary gifts and
No,
money and
no,
stuff.
no, that's not. Let me say this.
We think that's love.
Let me say this here. If you give them monetary gift for not doing nothing, you lose it. But if you got your grades up, you respect your mama, you do what you told her to do around the house, then you get something from it. But if you just acting the ass,
that's you.
You ain't getting shit.
That's you. How many times did you get a bonus or extra from money from your parents or your mama or your daddy? Or
Let me break it down.
I used to get it from everybody on the block, right? Before I even made it home, I had about $20
for getting good
grades.
Let me break it down. Remember in the grocery store when you see a white kid acting up?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me break it down. You look over there and you be like, you know your mama never put up with that shit. She beat your ass in the stove. Beat the and won't somebody say something. So nowadays it's our children.
You can't beat your
ass like a goddamn fool.
Yeah. But what did your mama tell you back in the day? When we get out this car, don't ask me for nothing. Sit your ass. You don't get what I told you to get. Yeah. Don't bring me no candy. Yeah. Don't ask for nothing. You went in that store and you act like a kid and you listen.
Yeah.
Now, the motherfuckers black kids run around tearing up the stove, throwing shit all over the place, and you can't whoop their ass.
How many times did y'all see this? When you was a kid or growing up? Quit showing your damn color.
Yeah, nah.
Quit acting like a damn.
Quit acting the ass.
Quit acting the ass.
What about this?
Wait till we got this motherfucker. Take your ass up.
When I grew up, I didn't have to do that. All she had to do was this.
Oh yeah, that did.
She ain't said a goddamn word. She looked at your
daddy when we get home.
No, ain't no telling no daddy. So we get that cow, get the ass.
I'm telling you, all she gonna say is that let me tell your daddy.
That's all they had to say.
That's all they had to say.
My dad, listen, man. You know what Washington School is on weekend? Right across the street from my house. We was fucking around one day, I threw a rock, and it fucked around and shattered one of them dark windows in the
Oh, snap.
That's your ass, Mr. Postman.
Oh, snap.
That's your ass, Mr. Postman.
Listen, bro, that ass whooping I got for that changed my life. That ass whooping was so cold, my daddy notched a hole in the door, duct taped my hands, told me to go run the water hot. Take them 3 bottles of alcohol and pour in that mother, that witch hazel in 3 bottles.
Oh, Lord.
Whoop my ass with an extension cord while I hung up like a slave, nigga. That ass whooping changed my life.
Willie Lynch.
I don't fuck around.
Willie Lynch.
I never did anything. I wasn't a good kid. I was a decent kid, but I'm saying that ass whooping turned me into a great kid because it's yes ma'am, no ma'am. You don't even hear that no more. I don't give a fuck where I'm at. It's yes ma'am, and they don't even be older than me.
I got some marks on my back right now.
Yeah.
From getting a whooping with an extension cord.
And they didn't kill your ass. They didn't kill your ass.
I was in the bed with a young lady one day.
They didn't kill your ass.
I was in the bed with a young lady one night.
Yeah.
And she rubbed me on my extension cord mark. She said, "Dang, you got stretch marks. You should be bigger." I said, "Those aren't stretch marks."
Yeah. Well, your mama and daddy didn't kill your ass.
No, my mama's boyfriend hit me with an extension cord, and my mama stabbed him. My mama stabbed him.
Yeah, but he didn't kill you. He didn't kill your ass. They were supposed to put you in some hot ass water with some witch hazel, and the shit would have went away. I'm telling you, it went away. But that night, shit, the webs was there till the next morning.
Bro, about switches.
Man, dude, when it wrapped, we went up.
Go out there and get that
Brady switch.
I was trying to get that. Brady, you gonna bring back a twig or something?
Brady switch. Chattanooga, Tennessee, my grandmama. I jumped the fence and ran down the block and beat up this boy. Before I got home, they called my grandmama. My grandmama with me with her. I got so many stories of back then. Back then, in the 60s and 70s, when I was 10, 11, would have been the 70s. No, 60s, 70s. Mm-hmm. Tennessee, they still had that thing where you could go in the store and put it on the list and your grandma would pay when the money comes. I went into her store that she'd been going all her life and cussed the man out. It was a Chinese dude. He talked to me like I'm a nigga. Boy. I said, man, hold up. So I paid for my stuff. He tried to slip 75 cents out of my money. He thought I couldn't count.
Oh, you talking about this?
Yeah, he thought I couldn't count no money. And I'm like, hey, man, you owe me 75. I said, boy, you don't know, boy, who the fuck you calling him for? Now, I'm from Chicago. I'm from the street. I've been counting money since I was 8 years old. I've been working at my daddy's gas station since 1967. And I was 7 then. I worked at my daddy's gas station. I know how to count money. My daddy used to throw money in the air, change, and say, you better count it before you hit the ground. If you don't, you get a whooping. You understand? Yeah. He wanted to make sure I could count. My daddy was that meticulous. He took shit that you thought was crazy, but now today I thank him for it because I can count money. Now today, this is what I like about black teachers. I'm in high school, still got dyslexia, but nobody knew it but this one teacher. Her brother is Quinn Buckner, played basketball for the Boston Celtics. They live in Phoenix. They from Phoenix. Miss Butler came to Thornton. She started teaching at Thornton. I couldn't really read. I could read, but I couldn't read like everybody else. I'd have to read the sentence 2 times or 3 times before I could really know what the fuck I'm reading. I went all the way up to my freshman year in high school like that. She took me Black History class, took me out of the class, put me in a little room where we hung our coats up, turned on the light, and gave me Playboy comic books. You know Playboy? Yeah. I'm at that age where I'm thinking about fuck it. I read the Playboy comic books, I'm still reading them, and I can get it because the pictures and all of this on there. Because most books don't got pictures.
Right.
So I can't formulate in my head what I'm reading.
And that's something you interested in, so you
focus.
focus.
Exactly.
Definitely
so now I'm
focus.
focused on it.
Yeah, you trying to.
I got to college, bro. 3 years this woman told me I had to be in her history class for 3 years. Don't go nowhere else if you want to go to college. Her brother had the same problem. He got to the pros. She got me to Iowa State University. You understand? I'm proud to be a black man, even though I got a tweak. Like this computer, it fucks with me. Because you got to do all this shit in speed and time and try to get it done to get the job. If you ain't did it in 30 minutes, you ain't getting that job. Right. You ain't did it in 20 minutes for certain things, you ain't getting that job. So it's Willie Lynch. It's all Willie. This computer is more Willie Lynch than anything.
I was going to talk about
because that computer lets you know you black or white off the bat. That computer determines your age and everything because you got to put all your information.
I'm going to tell you like this. It's so Willie Lynch out here, this ain't even about black and white though.
No, it's about the have
because they're doing to their own. Right. You gotta look at it. If you're not part of them families,
right?
If you trailer park trash, right. I just got out of Pelican Bay. The day I got off parole, I hit the road and got up out of California. You try to take my life and you giving out strikes for arguing. I said NWACP and Black Lives Matter and police talking about, you told her you was gonna go get a gun. What gun? I'm a deacon at the church. What gun? Oh, well, you're going to the pen. You got your second strike. You won't give me your third. I'm going.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? But you gotta, this is how they have us. You know what I'm saying? They got their own people. Let's look at what racism really is. Let's look at slavery as a whole. It's a business. No, before anything, it's a business. Let's look at jail. Let's look at jail and prison. It's a business.
And prison.
It's a business. It's a business. They just transfer.
So let me tell you this. I was just working for a company in Sacramento, dropping off auto parts, but dropping off like high-end bumpers and side panels and stuff for brand new cars. So I'm taking it from Sacramento, California to Reno, Nevada. Something tell me one day to look at the paper on the top. It has exactly the amount of money that I'm responsible by taking this trip. So I look at the money that they just made off me taking this trip, but you got me working for $16 an hour.
Right.
Wasn't that slavery?
That's not slavery.
That's no slavery.
No, it's not, because let's know what slavery is. A job is a job. If you take that job, you get paid what you offered. You went on a contract. Okay? Yes. What they make is your business. What you make is your business. If you take that job for $16 an hour, you made your money to drive.
But
what?
Time is money, right?
You got paid for your time. $16 an hour.
And that's what I'm saying. And I grew up thinking that's what I'm supposed to do. My mind state's a whole different way now. My mind state is, I didn't spend all this time working for these people to send their kids to the thing. But the good book says I'm supposed to be not just providing for my children, I'm supposed to provide for my children's children. So that means I should have been working on a brand.
Right, that's true.
I should have been working on the business, like you said, you're a barber.
Yeah, that's my
That's the oldest black business that they can't take from us. It ain't like it used to be, but they still can't take from us.
There's two things that us about me all the time about getting our brand. But the two things I want to comment on, but first was I want to go back. Remember when we talked about technical schools or trade schools being high schools back in the days when I was coming up. But I want to push back. I want to push back one little bit further and talk about time. I thought about it because when I was reading Drew Ali, when it starts off, he talks about time being there's no time. It was no time until man came into existence. But these white folks these not white folks, these Caucasians they understand the value of time. Black people don't understand the value of time.
Exactly.
No, we never have.
Exactly.
Because you never had time. We was sun up to sundown and you wasn't getting paid.
Exactly.
That's embedded in you.
Exactly.
Sun up to sundown ain't no time. Right. You're a slave.
Right.
You don't know no time. You can't tell no what. You couldn't read. You couldn't do nothing. So you don't know what time is.
But they made time tangible. So when they send you to prison, it's time because they understand when they take you out of society and they put you in there, that time you sit in prison is worth $1 amount. You ain't getting, they getting
$3,000.
That's whatever they getting.
That's the point. That's the point I was going to get to.
Making 40 cents an hour.
Yeah, you make 40 cents an hour, but you can't come out and get a job.
But you got to look at it. That's why I said it's not. It's not just Willie Lynch against us no more.
No,
it put like this.
I thought about that.
If you're not going to go out here and work a 9 to 5 for us and pay Uncle Sam every year,
right?
Oh, we're going to find some way to put you in prison or jail,
you can't make
and you're going to make money for us regardless. You're our property, and you're going to make money for us regardless. Right. Now, when you get out of prison, a lot of us been to prison. What do they say? Yeah, what do they say for us to stay out of trouble?
Go get a job.
Go get a job.
Go get a job.
Go to school or get a job.
Get a job.
Do they ever tell you while you're on parole that you're eligible for a grant to start your own business?
No, sir.
No, they're gonna give that money up.
Do they even teach business classes in prison?
No.
Yeah.
No.
In Florida,
in California, you could get a college degree now.
Yeah. Not in Minnesota, you can't. Not in Minnesota, you can get a college, a 4-year college degree. My deal is this: when you get on parole, when you come out from parole, you be like, hey, I ain't going to go to work today. I'm about to go. I've got this business I got to start.
Yeah,
I'm be like, man, you better get your ass. You better take that $16
and not even knowing. You supposed to be building for not your kid, not just for your kids, for your grandkids as well. We are supposed to be building brands. We are
not working for somebody else.
The first speech when Obama got into office the first time, he said something that people didn't catch. Let's start living the American dream. Do you really know what the American dream is? What these people been doing? Make something out of nothing. This man's a barber. That's his trade. This man knows how to talk to kids. That's his trait. That's his gift. So why he can't use his gift and make money?
Oh, I'm gonna breed dogs again.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, the thing about it is, you talked about tech schools being in high schools, and I was like, I ain't gonna go to tech schools. And then that worst decision I made. We had home ec, we had automotive, we had wood shop,
and we had electricity.
And when you came up, once you got like a junior or something, you could go to go into that track.
Right.
Why they take that out of school? Because they taught us how to succeed. This man just said he was dyslexic. I grew up dyslexic. I taught myself how to read in a prison cell in the hall.
Well, I learned.
You know what I'm saying?
I learned in the room.
But that's their goal. Some people ain't meant for college. But I sure could figure out things. I sure know I have a photographic memory. I could go somewhere one time and could get right back to it. So why can't I use that? They made it where when we was using our hands and our brains, we're stronger, and we're stronger up here.
Yeah.
So when we was using them classes, we was coming out How many mechanic shops you knew that was owned by brothers? How many barber shops is owned by brothers?
Well,
how many, you know what I'm saying, back then?
Back when I grew up, there was a few brothers that had barbershops.
So ask one of these.
And they had racing cars. I mean, I grew up in a privileged life. When I say privileged, I'm coming out of the 60s and the 70s. I'm third generation free, or second generation free. My father was the first. I'm the second. My kids the third. And that's just the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't but 60 years. It's 2000 now. My 2020. My kids had it good because when I say they had it good, I had great jobs. I took care of my kids, but I wasn't there physically. Mm-hmm. I did mental shit to where I had my own shit. I had my own barbershop at one time. I had my own drywall company one time. I had my own electrical thing going on. I was doing me. I can do a house from the ground up. Literally. I went to school for architectural engineering. I didn't perceive it because it's hard for a black man. You can go get all the education you want. That degree don't mean shit if you're not doing it. And now I learned early in life that if you don't get it your damn self, you ain't gonna get it.
Right. Just like that brings up the topic we was talking about I brought up to him. I said, how many black gangs, legitimate gangs, been here for over 10, 11, 15 years, gangs, really started with the word peace.
Right.
No, all of them.
Black Peace Stone, right?
All of them.
Yeah, well, Black Peace Stone.
All of them. Crips was was a bite off.
It's 21. It was 20, Main 21. Let's go. Yeah. It's Main 21, bro. It was 21 motherfuckers in Chicago that was doing their thing. When the El Rukis became Muslim, trying to fuck with old boy Gaddafi, shit got fucked up. Shit got real fucked up. They took the heads of motherfuckers who had college degrees from Black Panther's own. These brothers had college degrees. They was intelligent brothers. Mm-hmm. They didn't do nothing wrong. Mm-hmm. But what they did was do something out of the norm. Mm-hmm. Instead of being...
I say, we started that podcast with, are there any good police officers? My position was always no. His position was yes. I always justified my position being like, I'm not trying to say the man, quiet to him. I might meet you, might kick it. You go put that uniform, you got to do your goddamn job.
Right.
I'm not trying to say you're not a good person right now. Mm-hmm. Talking to you, me, you got kick it. We cool. We might be cool. You put that job on, you got a job.
You got a job. I'm gonna tell you straight up, I don't like the police at all.
I'm just saying, I'm just telling you how I feel. And the reason I said the police is because Minister Farrakhan said it the best. He looked over at the building of Congress. You asking these motherfuckers for justice? They don't even know what it is. They was never built. They was built to make you a slave. Now you asking them to free you?
You can't be free here, man.
They don't even know what.
You can never be free in the United States. There's nothing you can do to be free.
So do you feel like SAF mode and you want to leave the country?
Oh, I would go to Africa in a heartbeat.
I've been on that for the longest.
I'd go to Africa in a heartbeat if I could go there and get a job.
What about you?
My whole thing about the whole situation is, you want a solution?
Yes, sir.
This whole thing is built off of what? Greed and
money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We could say racism, we could say whatever. They brought us over here to work our asses off to make money.
Yeah. Greed.
They still working our asses off to make money. Their kids are still going to college off of our blood, sweat, and tears, right?
Generations.
Generations, right?
Wealth.
Stop it.
Stop putting your money in the bank.
Stop. We got two, like I try to put it in your head. We have had every job in America. This man knows how to build houses.
Yeah.
So why am I not putting my money behind getting him a school where he could teach my kids?
Right.
It ain't gonna happen.
But
that's really Lynch shit.
But let me, and you want a solution?
Mm-hmm.
Let's play Monopoly on them. You might be a gang member. You might be a gang member. I'm from Oakland, you know. Mm-hmm. Well, now they're gangs, but back then it was no gangs. But I got cousins and uncles that's gang members all around California. Mm-hmm. Let's stop killing us. Let's play Monopoly.
And that's what I mean.
We give your crew 3 years. We give your crew 3 years. Let's see how many properties and business y'all could come up with in 3 years.
And that's what I mean. And that's what I mean by
They don't want us to own. No, the biggest thing in America is this property.
Right.
They don't want us to own no property rights, and they don't want us to own our own business. As long as I can keep you at $16, $17 an hour, and I can make these thousands, that's what I want. I don't never want to give you the information to show you how to make your own thousands.
But do y'all know the other part that I'm saying, that like when I say stand up and don't take this shit no more, I also mean that like we as me and you and him, we don't hate on each other. We love each other.
Fuck what your color is.
But as a whole, the African American community don't stay together.
No,
we don't. We hate on each other. Like we were saying earlier on in the conversation. You look at him like, who the fuck this nigga think he is?
Just a little
we gotta stop that shit.
But the problem is our culture is being stripped of us. We don't know who we are. We ain't walking
You
around
a
like
king.
we kids. We ain't walking around like we
You
kings.
are a king.
We ain't walking around like we kings. We walking around like we niggas.
So there's
No, I ain't no niggas.
I'm just saying. I'm saying that's the difference. You. If I check them, you know, when I was in the joint.
So why don't get that to the thing? Each one teach one.
No. I'm gonna get to that. When I was in the joint, motherfucker called me a nigga. Hey, bro, I'm not a nigga. I'm your brother.
Mm-hmm.
And I prefer to be your brother, because you're gonna treat your brother, then you're gonna treat a nigga, right?
Mm-hmm.
So treat me like your brother, right?
Right.
So now you got motherfuckers saying you ain't none of my brother. So they don't understand where they come from. Africa was all brothers. This would be my brother. Why would be his uncle? You know what I'm saying?
How we don't know we related in past?
But we are related.
I just told you, but they didn't bring us.
We related.
So we all related. We killing each other.
Yes.
For what?
Bro.
For whatever. I don't care, because I got high and I want to smoke nigga.
Because I got drunk, you gotta finish.
Look at your DNA. Your DNA gonna tell you from Mississippi, Tennessee, Alabama, all that. You come from Africa. You come. My personal bloodline comes from Sweden. I got a Celt. My bloodline got a Celt. Hamburgs is a white man.
He talked about this in the Bible.
They got a blue and green Celt. They got a red line going in. That know what clan you are. You understand? Slavery. We should not be calling each other niggas.
Never.
I use the word a lot. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that. We shouldn't, because we actually kinfolks.
Yeah.
You look like my cousin. You look like my cousin. You look like my cousin.
You know what I do?
But
keep that thought.
You kinfolks. We family. Until white brothers don't understand, because they didn't get the knowledge. I don't believe everything that Farrakhan said, because I believe they had something to do with killing Malcolm.
They did. Believe they did.
Certain shit he said I can relate to, but I don't believe him all the way through. Because you killed a brother.
Yeah.
So you really, how can Farrakhan be Allah all his young life? As soon as he found out he got cancer, he's Jesus.
Yeah, he
ain't no baby tape.
Well, I watched a lot of Farrakhan tapes, and a lot of when I was in federal prison, I watched a lot of Farrakhan tapes, and I went to a lot of Jumu'ahs, and they always read out of the Bible when they do the cookbook. They always done it, but they always say that Jesus is a prophet. Is a prophet. They didn't say that he was the son of God. But they didn't say he was the son of God. But they always believed in Jesus, and
they recognize Jesus as a prophet.
Yeah,
and they don't. They
always.
But the Farrakhan, the Nation of Islam, and all the stuff that's going on with them. You know Wallace D. Muhammad, Elijah's son, when he separated when Elijah Muhammad died, he actually went to Islam. You know, he actually prays the 5 prayers and all that. He does that. Farrakhan has this unorthodox. A lot of people who are Muslim, they don't recognize that, because first of all, the racist tones. It's political, because religion, whatever. So besides that, just to talk. So he reads from the Bible, but if you in a real Juma, they're not reading from the Bible, they're reading from the Quran.
Even though they read from both of them, but I'm just saying
you don't know. The Bible is not no part of Juma. It's the Quran. Period. They don't disrespect Jesus.
Right.
They believe he's a prophet, like they believe Muhammad's a prophet. That's what he said. That the Christian religion, they believe that he died for the lies. But I don't want to get into that. I don't want to go that far. I wanted to go back to what the brother was talking about. And he was talking about, I forgot I lost my train of thought. Because I wanted to talk, he was talking about, I was going to say something about, no, it wasn't about the nation, it was about something else different. So I'm going to remember it, because I was going to make a point on what we were just talking about. But yeah, just the solution I look at it right now, I just look at the black folks who've assimilated to this position. It's hard for me to assimilate. And I said with our culture being broke, that's our main problem. We have no culture. Black folks don't know who they are.
We gotta kill the Willie Lynch theory by stop hating on each other, period.
You gotta do that with culture, though.
Let me give you one more piece right quick. My dad's great-grandfather lived to be 93, I think it was, before he died. At the time, I was in the 70s, he died in the early 80s. He told me one day, he said, he had whips. He talking about, your shit ain't shit. He had lesions on his back from being a slave. He was first generation out of slavery. At the time, his name was Sambo. That's a slave man.
Yes, it is. Absolutely.
He lived with his mama, his daughter, was my grandmama Money. He lived with her. And Sambo, I got a butt whooping one time. And Sambo said, next time, he said, from now on, I want you to wear white socks. To this day, I wear white socks. He said, every time a white man make you mad, stomp your feet. You ain't gotta stomp them all, just step side to side. And in your mind, you choke him, you kill him, beat him down. He said, if you make it through that, you'll become a king. You gotta go through something to find yourself. I'm like, what? He said, you cussed that man down at the store, right? I said, yeah. I said, yes, sir. He said, Billy, all you had to do was stomp your feet. I said, what you mean? Every time you wear white socks on, you killing a white man. You ain't have to cuss him out. You ain't got to cuss him out. You ain't got to put your hands on him. Just stomp your feet. That's slave mentality. You ain't got to put your hands on your hands. But that's slave mentality. We talking about him first generation slave coming out. He was part of the ones that came out of slavery, got emancipated, but he never was emancipated. Because by the time he got out of slavery, he was too old. He was too old to do something. He was too old to make it. I can never bow down my head to a white man. I can never not look him straight in his eye and say what the fuck I gotta say. But I step on my feet. That's what I say. When I'm out of control and I go at him, I can't control it no more. That's Chicago. That's coming up in Chicago, going to Catholic school, having privilege, when I say privilege, having a home that I lived in until I got 18 and go to college. Having a job where I work for my dad at the gas station. I don't know if you know who Hashamadine is, J. Dub Walker, second in command of the El Rookies. Raised me. This brother raised me at the gas station. Taught me how to be a man, how to stand up, and he was out here doing this thing. But one thing I learned from the generation before me, to be a black man at all times, to be strong at all times, to not bow down at all times. Stand on your square and don't let nobody push you off of it. Now, let's fast forward. Go to the military. Went to college, went to the military. Learn how to kill. Learn how to destroy. Learn how to kill quickly. Let's go into real life. Everything I do now, I do with military and college and my granddad, my great-grandfather.
Speaking of that, talk to the people about your situation where you got into it with the police officers.
Well, I got out of the Army. First day home, called my mom, hey, just got back, I'm at O'Hare, let me use your car. My mom said, down the hill, down 95th to Harvard. Yeah. I got 2 more hours. I'm in my dress greens, bro. I'm still in my military shit. I only got clothes but military clothes. Because I'm running light. So just got my duffel bag, got a couple pair of jeans, and they ain't had change to change. It ain't much. So, it's like 2. So well, I'm gonna go to my mom's house, switch clothes. By the time she get there, run my cousin to live down the street, go kick with him for a minute and come back. Before I could get out, before I could actually take my clothes off, I asked my mom's husband, well, was a boyfriend at the time. I said, let me see your cigarette lighter. This the cigarette. This is a cigarette lighter. I got it right there, right? It's on this table, right? I put it right there. It's still on the table, right? Yeah. I ain't take it. No. I ain't stole it. No. Why would you go get a gun out the closet, tell me to get out my house that I grew up in, tell me to get the fuck out? What? Bro, it's so crazy. It's hard to believe this shit even happened to this day. So, he passed me up. My mom got that raw iron door like they got everywhere. So he got the gun pointing at the raw iron door, got the gun out. I'm like this, the raw iron door here, I'm standing like this. But man, put the gun up, trying to calm me down, because in the military, I know I can get it. I'm too fast. I got him. Soon as he stuck that motherfucker out there, I did like this and broke his switch with the door. Too fast. I got him. Soon as he stuck that motherfucker out there, I did like this and broke his switch with the door. Took the gun. Police come around the corner. I hand them the gun backwards. The bullets, the barrel is facing me. How the fuck am I doing any harm to you?
Right.
What have I done for you to hit me with a billy club?
What?
Oh, bro, it's deep. They bust my shit right there. Crack my shit.
Yes, yeah.
I'm bleeding, blood running down my eyes. Now my military background kick in. I gotta fight. I gotta kill these motherfuckers. I'm fucking them up. Collarbone, 2 of them. They come to court with their shit all fucked up, cast on them. Cut one police officer's finger off with the brick on the ground. My mama had a little garden. I stomped his finger, broke his officer Rizzy, broke his finger, cut his finger off, broke 2 jaws, and the last one was a woman, my mama's best friend, Clementine Branch. I broke the run, and I ran up on her, and I was finna juke her, and I said, oh no, that's Clementine. I could have gotten away. I could have got ghost. Nobody knew where I was. All they knew was that I could have went anywhere. They would have never found me. But I stopped. I'm in my military dress. I'm suited and booted.
Yeah, looking good.
Looking good, home, crispy collar. Man, I'm there.
I was in the military. I know how that feels.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're not finna fuck up my dress greens. You're not finna do it. I'm finna kill you.
Boots shining.
Boots shining. No, man. Boots cuffed up with the little beret. Can't tell me shit. Yeah. I'm fresh. I'm super fresh. I go to jail. I'm sitting there. They come in the jail cell. They want to whoop my ass. They bust my head. No, they took me to the hospital first. Mm-hmm. Go to the hospital, my shit busted. They come in there with the phone books. Mm-hmm. I'm laying there. I can't go no both hands like this. Mm-hmm. So they stitching me up and shit. Dude coming there with the phone books and say, y'all get out. I know what's finna happen now. I know what they phone. Mm-hmm. This scar right here, so y'all can see it. If y'all can see that scar right, let me get it. I'm in the wrong spot. Turn it this way. This scar right there was the handcuffs dug in. Mm-hmm. I broke one handcuff. Now, I ain't no super nigga. At that time, I was just cock diesel strong. Mm-hmm. Broke the handcuffs, went to whooping their ass. All of a sudden, my lawyer and my dad is coming in the hospital. My dad, blood skiing everywhere. I'm fucking them up with this one hand bleeding. I'm tearing their ass up in the hospital room. My dad's lawyer say, oh, wait a minute. What are y'all trying to do to him? Now everybody, oh, he went berserk. No. Look at the phone books, Dad. Dad, I was chilling. Dad, I didn't do shit. They coming at me. Long story short,
I go to court. Now, in between that time, I'm thinking, wow, I can't go to jail. They ain't do shit. They jumped me. Ain't no way I can lose. Right?
Yeah.
They found me convicted on 21 counts.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
7 counts of bodily harm, 7 counts of permanent disfigurement, and 7 counts of resisting arrest. They never said I was under arrest. They never said that. They hit me with Billy. Only time I was under arrest when they took me, the only one said I was under arrest was Clementine. Clementine was the only one. Billy, I gotta arrest you. Oh, Clementine, Billy, get in my car, I got you. You need to go to the hospital right now. Your face is bleeding. My adrenaline's so high, I don't even realize blood is all over my shit. My dress is bloody. I was mad as hell then when I realized my dress was bloody. Oh, my shit fucked up. So long story short, I go to court. So they coming in all this old bullshit. They go in my cell. I get, in the encyclopedia. I'm in the library. I get a book. It's got a Black Panther, spotted Black Panther with a pig. And the Black Panther biting the pig in the back of the neck. Now, military-minded. That's a symbol for Foxtrot, 4th Battalion, the best of luck. You know the Fox, lean and mean, damn good fighting machine. That's me. I'm in this zone of military. I'm in the fucking 26 in California, military up in there, took over the whole motherfucking cell house. Because I ain't playing. I'm coming in the door, snapping. Motherfuckers slapped me because they found out I beat up the police.
Cook County Jail.
Cook County Jail, 26 in California. Shout out to y'all. I hope y'all living good. They done built y'all. Y'all get the fuck out of there. It ain't that where you supposed to be. So they take this portrait I made. I did a little scribble. I got a little draw. Once I got the initial picture, I made it bigger. So they bring that in court, and it says, death before dishonor. Now, for me, that means I'm not gonna let you fuck over me. I'll die before I let you tell a lie on me. I'll die before I let you do anything to me. I'd rather die. So they used that reverse. The pig was supposed to be the police and I'm the panther. That's not what it was. The police was the panther and I was the pig. And I'm gonna fight. The pig just, he had the pig in the back of the neck with his claws on him, but the pig was getting up out of it. You know what I'm saying? So that made me understand who I was. At that moment, at that time, I gotta fight to get out of this because the panther got me. I gotta get up out this. So that was my train of thought when they used that in the courtroom. So they did all they did. The judge was an ex-Marine. And he could tell I hadn't been out yet. I haven't adapted to society. I haven't made that transition. You need to make from military-minded to civilian-minded. I was still in the fresh. I'm fresh. That man talked to my dad with my lawyer, because my dad's lawyer was a cold piece. Mr. Williams was a cold piece. To this, he's so cold, I love that man. He said, Billy, I can't get you out of this, but you're gonna have to do some time. My dad said, yeah, but the judge wanna talk to you about something, so before he sends you. Well, I'm sitting in the chair like this, right? He said, Mr. Hamburg, he said, do you mind if I call you private? I said, I was an E4, but yeah, I'm a private, first class now, Your Honor.
He didn't bust you down.
No, that's what he did. He said, private first class Hamburg said, teach up. I jumped straight up, bro. At ease. Did just like that. He said, sit like that, Mr. Hamburg. He looked at the jury. He said, y'all convicted him, and he been fighting for y'all all this time, and he ain't never get a chance to come back to society, and you gonna put him in jail? He said, but I got something for you, Mr. Hamburg. He said, on 7 counts of bodily harm, you was found guilty. That's 3 years a count, Mr. Hamburg. On 7 counts of bodily disfigurement, that's 3 years each count, Mr. Hamburg. On 7 counts of resisting arrest, that's 3 years, Mr. Hamburg. That's a total of 63 years, Mr. Hamburg. They gave you 63 years because you a menace to society, and they made you. But you fought for them to be able to sit there and convict you. He said, but I'm gonna do you one favor. If I ain't never did nothing in my life, I'm gonna be proud of what I'm gonna do today. And this is the judge. This is a white man. This ain't no brother. This is a white man. White man. That's why I say I don't hate white people. I can't hate them. They in my family. There's no way I can hate a white person because some of them are great and some of them ain't shit.
Right. Same with blacks.
You know, just like black, just like Hispanic, just like Chinese, just like Muslim. Some people got the real shit in them and some people don't. That man said, instead of running these consecutive, Mr. Hambrick, I'm gonna run them concurrent. You already did how many months? 6 months. Mr. Hambrick, you're gonna go to jail for 3 years. You're gonna do 18 months. You already got 6 done. By the time you get done, you'll be out in 12 months. I was out in 9. Totally, I think I did 9 months. And we're not counting county jail. We're talking about jail. I think I did 9 months, if I'm correct. It wasn't, if it was 11, 10, whatever, it don't really matter. Yeah, when I went to jail, I found out who I really was.
Judge, bless you.
Hash Shabadine, J-Dub Walker, second in command of Jeff Ford, was in Stateville. He went to Larry Hoover and told Larry Hoover, I gotta get his brother these 6 boxes. Now listen to me. I'm a GD. I ain't no motherfucking vice lord. I ain't no El Rookie. What you think them niggas thought when they seen El Rookins bringing me 6 El Rookins, 2 of his bodyguard, and 6 boxes? What you thought them niggas thought?
What the fuck going on?
First thing they thought I was fucking El Rookie.
I was like, what the fuck is going on?
What they like, nigga, they wanted to put a rope around my neck because they didn't know who I was. I said, man, I don't wear no shit like that. I'm a gangster, nigga. Fuck you. Motherfuckers tried to come in my cell, but they didn't know J-W gave me shanks and everything. Hot plate, boxes of squares, Zuzus and Wham-Whams, told me what to do with it. You get your ground beef from this dude, you get your bread from this dude, you get your cheese from this dude. He got you. He ain't gonna charge you but 6 packs of squares. You got 30 packs of squares in there. Work it out till you get your money back and build from there. I came out of the penitentiary with $3,000 in my pocket, cash. Had it hid. They busted the cell down, they didn't get nothing from me because they knew not to fuck with my cell because J-Dub told them not to fuck with me. Now this is how powerful this boy is. And I grew up under him. GDs didn't give me shit. GDs thought I was a El Rookie. They didn't realize I was a GD till one of them motherfuckers saw me with Larry. When they saw me with Larry Hoover on the football field, because I played football for the penitentiary. I only played 4 games and I was shipped back to Hillsborough. Hillsborough's a damn community joint. You got your own key to lock up. And then I was home 3 months later. But the thing I'm trying to say is this. In everything you go through, there's a negative and a positive. What you gonna take from it?
Responsibility.
I took responsibility for myself. Yeah, I took my responsibility, did my time, because I did whoop their ass. I'm in jail happy. I just beat up 7 motherfuckers nigga in life. I'm in jail partying. I just fucked up 7 Harvey police and didn't get the electric chair. I'm in jail partying because I'm getting out shortly when I could have been in there now.
Yeah.
Right now. Or died in there.
Yeah, forever.
So I take every day like this. Thank you, Lord, for waking me up. I'll get it myself. I don't ask God to buy no car. I don't ask God to give me no house. I don't ask God to just give me up.
I don't need
and I'll do the rest.
I don't need nobody. I ride a motorcycle. Shout out to Cash Money Riders. I love y'all. I know I've been there in a minute, but I'm hurting. I've been through so much these last 2 years with Corona. It fucked my whole world up. I used to have money stacked. Didn't worry about my bills. Now I'm struggling just to get a haircut. Why? It ain't that I can't cut hair. It's that people don't spend their money like they used to.
Yeah, you changed everything.
Everything has changed. So now you got to adapt. How can I adapt? Go get a job. I'm trying to get an Amazon Prime right now to deliver. Now, I can do that, but you know what I could do? And I'm being honest. You from the crib.
I already know. You don't like to say it. It's already been said.
Yeah.
What's understood don't need to be said.
No, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about that too, but I'm saying this. My family, I got some cousins that's in Chicago, in the Main Street, you can get a job for the city. I got a sister that works for the transportation in the union, can get a job driving a truck. I got friends that'll give me a truck to drive and pay me top dollar. But that's at home. That's not here. I could go home and be just like the Bible say, when the son came back home, the prodigal son. I can go home and be the prodigal son with no problem. That's not a problem. Nothing. It's nothing. Get whatever the fuck I want. But the old me, it was older than me. The old me was a slanging, drug dealing dude. But the new me and the older me is beyond that. I'm all about
The Willie Lynch letter, The Making of a Slave. This speech was delivered by Willie Lynch on the bank of the James River in the colony of Virginia in 1712. Lynch was a British slave owner in the West Indies. He was invited to the colony of Virginia in 1712 to teach his methods to slave owners there. The term lynching is derived from his last name. December 25th, 1712. Gentlemen, I greet you here on the bank of the James River in the year of our Lord 1712. First, I shall thank you, the gentlemen of the colony of Virginia, for bringing me here. I am here to help you solve some of your problems with slaves. Your invitation reached me on the modest plantation in the West Indies, where I have experimented with some of the newest and still the oldest methods of control of slaves. Ancient Romans would envy us if my program is implemented. As our boat sailed south on the James River, named for our illustrious king, whose version of the Bible we cherish, I saw enough to know that your problem is not unique. While Rome used cords of wood as crosses for standing human bodies along its highways in great numbers, you are here using the trees and the rope on occasions. I caught the whiff of a dead slave hanging from a tree a couple miles back.
At one point in time in my life,
I'm back. Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna hit this right quick. You know the best thing that you can do as a black man is when you take a kid that you think ain't paying you no attention, and he fucks around and becomes a supervisor for White Castle. But he was a hood boy. I got a kid that got the White Castle out there in Brooklyn Park. He started right there on Wright Street, just fries and learning the job. That little nigga learned every goddamn thing about White Castle.
He wasn't like Louis Anderson on Coming to America. I started out on fries.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
You remember that?
He learned everything that they made him a regional manager.
Yeah.
And he was a hood boy. It just took 2 conversations. Every time I saw him, I said, boy, I'm so proud of you. You still working at White Castle? Yeah, big shot. I'm cutting his hair. Then he got too old for me and started hanging with his partners, cutting his hair. He still coming to shop. But what's the name cutting his hair now? He got a new car. He got kids. And he's a black man. Not no black thug.
Boy,
not no nigga.
Yeah.
He a black man taking care of his kids. He got his kids with him. It makes me so proud to see him that I be like, damn, that's one I got. That ain't the only one, but that's the one I see.
Right.
That's the one I see. North High. You remember that black quarterback that played for North about 4 or 5 years ago?
I was locked up.
Anyway, it's a brother. I called him Blackjack. His little brother played linebacker for me. His little brother had an arm, but he was little. He got taller. Fucked around him, it was North #1 quarterback. Seen him one day, told me he going to college. I said, for real? Next thing I know, he at the University of Minnesota, now he in the pros. You understand? You don't know. Corey Stringer, shout out to Corey Stringer's family, Bernard, all of y'all. Corey Stringer came from Ohio. Played for the Vikings. I hate the Vikings. Literally. I'm a Bear fan till I die. Corey Stringer, Harrison Park, over north, right there on Ocean Highway. They didn't have no football equipment for these kids, but wanted me to coach a football team. Told me to get it the best way I can. But they made a soccer field and got all them soccer for them Hmong kids, but the dude was a Hmong director. I got it. Went around town asking people to put $5 so I could buy some socks and some jerseys. Went to Bernard's Barbershop that was on Lowry, right there next to Mowing On. I mean, the food place over there where that dude be Solo. Corey String was in there. I said, man, y'all give me $5 put it so I can get these kids a football coach. Corey said, what? I said, no, I'm serious. But no, I tell him, I'm serious, man. Just give me $5. $5 ain't gonna buy nothing. I said, well, what you gonna do, big boy? I knew he was Corey String. I've been cutting his hair. Because I worked for Bernard, so I know who he was. I said, what you talking about, man? I'm trying to hustle, bro. You gonna put $5 in there? He said, nope, I'm not putting nothing in there. I want you to go get all the equipment you need. And he told me never to put this out, but he did now. So he said, I don't want you to tell nobody that I'm doing this. You go order all the stuff you need for them kids. I got 31 pairs of socks, 31 pairs of jerseys, 31 jockstraps, 31 full pants, 31 shirts, 31 shoulder pads, and 31 helmets. The owner said, well, how gonna pay this? This is over $20,000. I said, man, I don't care how much it costs. Do you got it? When you gonna have it? I have it in 2 weeks. Okay, fine. Corey then was in practice at the time. I had his personal phone number. I said, Corey, I ordered it. He said, be here in 2 weeks. Okay, just get it on my off day, which would be a Wednesday, I think it was at that time. And I'll come get it. Okay. I'm sitting out there. Who comes? The big defensive tackle, Williams. I think he had the dreadlocks, and Randy Moss. Corey say, I'm bringing Randy Moss in with me. That cool? I said, man, it's on you. I ain't no Viking fan. I don't give a shit about Randy. Fuck Randy Moss. That's what I'm saying to him. Because we can keep it real. Corey was a real brother. He was a straight up brother. Told the white dude, I'm standing there with the white dude. He said, well, man, you got to pay for all of this. I'm going through it. So he thinking I'm not going to pay. It's like $20,000, bro. I'm serious. It's like 20 grand. So Corey hit me up. He said, man, I'm outside. Is everything there? I said, yeah, it's all here. I just went through it. So dude hit me on the phone. I said, well, I'm in here waiting on you because this dude up in there tripping, man. He said, all right, I'll be right in. He walk in, the white boy eyes do like this. Now, I'm a broke-ass nigga from St. Paul. How do I know Corey Springer? How do I know Randy Moss? How do I know Big Williams? How did this nigga know these people? Corey threw that black card on the table. That nigga was kissing ass. That white boy be kissing. You know that right there on Wright Street where the sports place was?
Dick's?
Right there on
Dick's?
Yeah,
Dick's.
right there on the corner.
Right across the street from 50 Cent Burger.
Yeah.
Dick's.
Right there.
Yeah.
That white boy was shook.
Dick's.
How this nigga know this boy like this? He threw that car on the table. He said, put that in the truck, Billy. I had the big Suburban then. I threw all that in my Suburban. I said, you good? He said, I'm good. You good? I'm good. Randy Moss said, man, Corey, how you know this dude? He just get 20,000 out you. I can't do that. Corey said, if he tell anybody, he gonna owe me 20,000. Do you know that boy came out there and took pictures with us on the football field? Them kids was elated. Because I told him, man, you got to come pass this out. You got to come at least pass this out. Ain't going to be no reporters there or nothing. Corey came out there. I got pictures with Corey and them kids. Listen, man. Them Northside kids is on Ritalin. They don't know how to talk to them. They don't know how to deal with them. I worked the hell out them kids. Do you know mama started trying to give me food? Bring me dinners, tell me come over their house, because they ain't never seen their kid so tired that he could come home and be yes ma'am, no ma'am. Never seen their kids sit down and read their book and do what they want.
Around.
I gotta do it.
But that's part of that's what the father does.
Mhm.
That's
Right.
That's what was missing in our community.
Right.
That's what we all. Even when I was in Harvey, when I came out on the
Harvey
block,
Coates?
not the coach, just playing.
I said
free ball.
Harvey Coates.
No.
Ashland Park, where Harvey Coates played.
Yeah, but I was just saying, like, just coming out on the block playing street football, with the older cats and having that go on. It just having that always. It's what's missing now. It's what we don't have.
Right.
And it's just for that, but it only comes from individuals who like our age to bring it down, and they cutting that off. We can't even give it to the kids no more.
No, they cut it off because
And since we talking about football, take us in. You from California, San Francisco, Raiders, or the Rams?
Nobody give no fuck about
when you was growing up.
There's no question. I'm a diehard Raider fan. Okay. But I'm not a fan. Okay. You gotta look at it. I'm a real Raider. That's a lifestyle. This ain't a fan.
All right.
You gotta break this up. I appreciate all y'all for coming out and chopping it up on. This conversation. we gotta continue. I don't think this is just a conversation that we can just have. I think also, we live it. But I think it's something that we got to continue to talk about and continue trying to figure this out, because like you some grandchildren, children, you know what I'm saying? It's legacies. We responsible. We used to look back and say they responsible. Now we responsible. We at the helm. We got to figure something out, man. Because I don't want to see my grandchildren or my son or somebody, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I feel like we the community, and we got to do something about this, man, because this don't make no sense, man. It's like, it don't make no sense, man.
Yeah, well, I want to shout out to Chicago Week. That's my little nephew. He's doing big things. I appreciate you. I seen that show on TV. Ryan, that's my best friend's son. He ain't my nephew, but I call him nephew. I like that show. I'm proud of him, man. He's a guy, he has this little, when he was a kid, he had little quirks, but he turned out to be a great dude, and his father and his uncles and all of them is in his life. They some good brothers, and I love them to death, you know what I'm saying? And I appreciate seeing dudes who groom their kids, and then their kids turn out to be something better or greater than them.
That's what you want.
That's what you want. So, in my closing, I want to shout out to everybody. I love y'all. I appreciate you. I appreciate these brothers having this format. Because sometimes I be wanting to say stuff and I can't say it because some people will take it the wrong way. I admire the fact you brothers is doing this, especially homeboy from Harvey. Harvey's known for everything but the right thing, and you're doing the right stuff.
I was gonna say one more thing. I want to keep your thought. When I grew up in Harvey, we moved to South Village. You know what I'm saying? South Village is all white. So because I was raised in Harvey. Now I came from the South, raised in Harvey. When I got there, I didn't know there was all the schools, all the teachers was black. Well, everybody in my school was black. Majority of the teachers was black. So when I got out to South Village, it was the flip side. I was just culture shock. Right. And that to me, in my mind, it didn't make no sense. I never seen that ever. And that's what Harvey did for me. It was all black. And that's all I seen was black folks.
Well, I was there when it was white.
It was all black when I got there.
Harvey World is like my love, that's my heart. I'm always gonna be Harvey World. But I thank my mom and dad. Because without them, I wouldn't have been who I am today. Because they taught me how to be a man. My dad taught me how to be a grown man. My mom taught me how to be a gentle human being. I have a soft heart, but you won't see it because I got my daddy's mentality. But when it comes to kids, I love kids more than anything. I want them to not have the problems I had. And I shout out to Thornton My cousin is the principal there now.
Oh, okay.
So Thornton's football team is off the chain. You know, so I come from a line of people who will stand up. And sometimes we stand up the wrong way and sometimes we stand up the right way. But I've been always on the right side. When I say I'm on the right side, I'm always looking out to better my people. I'm not out to tear nobody down. But I'm still gonna say this. Burn this bitch up and come out the ashes.
Right.
That's the only way.
We gotta start.
We gotta start from
rise
rise
like a phoenix.
Shout out to Amir's family again. We love y'all and we care about y'all and we're gonna talk about y'all. We're gonna support y'all in this wrongdoing that's been done to y'all family.
It's a wrap.
I got something to say.
I got something to say.
You in a grill pit, nigga. You're in a grill pit, nigga.
You're in a grill pit, nigga.